Okay, this is a map of the United States back in 1860. Now you'll notice this area right over here is mostly territory. A lot of it is still not quite primitive. I'm not going to use that word, but not as developed. This is the United States. And what happened over here was the South, which you could say this whole area over here, the South, became a cotton empire. They would sell cotton to the North, but they would also sell to other countries, especially Europe. And they would sometimes make more money off of Europe than they did in selling it to the North. The North, not liking that too much, actually put some tariffs. You could say it's a tax on the South. Sorry, not on the South, but a tariff on European countries that would come to buy the cotton. That raised the price of cotton, and that would make it more competitive for the North to buy it. Well, that affected the South. The South didn't like it. They prefer to sell their cotton to whoever they please at the price they please. So there comes in play the state rights. Outside of that, this area right over here, a lot of it you could tell is a union, or as I like to say, free states. But the South wanted to expand slavery. Something about cotton. Cotton kind of like deteriorates the land. It takes a while for the cotton to grow back. So you needed more territory, and you needed, obviously, to expand more slavery. The North, the Union, I should say, is obviously against that. Now, why are these colors different? Let's move over here a little bit. This green area here is the South, what fought against the Union. Here's the Union. In fact, I'm going to call the South the Confederacy. These are the states that separated. If you look at the states that separated, as soon as Abraham Lincoln became president, 7 states left. South Carolina, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas. All these states left the Union. Now, who are these states right over here? This light green. Okay, you can see Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Arkansas. Why are they light green? Well, what happened was, these are slave states, but they didn't want to separate from the United States, so they stayed. But as soon as Lincoln became president, they were part of the Union. But when Lincoln had troops sent over to Fort Sumter, we're going to get into that in the next video, and the Civil War actually began, these states decided to separate and also join the South against the Union. So here we got Maryland, Delaware, Kentucky, and Missouri were 4 slave states that stayed with the Union. So they're part of the North per se, even though they still had slavery. At this point, Abraham Lincoln was looking to preserve the Union. He wasn't looking to free any slaves. But anyway, in a nutshell, that is why the Civil War occurred.